Where is my phone? What's poppin'? It's the morning. How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing good. You feel me? I hope y'all actually doing motherfucking wonderful. You feel me? It's Monday, January 30th, one day before Zachary Day. And y'all should go tell Pat McAfee to get off YouTube and let me get all the shine right now. Cause if he live and I'm live, that means ain't nobody watching me. But I got a whole bunch of topics and shit I'm finna talk about. A whole bunch of crazy ass shit just done went on in the world over this last like week and a half, 2 weeks for real. Not week and a half, 2 weeks. This last week and a half actually, my bad. And I decided that I was gonna get my ass on this damn mic. Again, oh, I'm talking and it's no microphone. There we go. That's a little bit better. I think that's a little bit more like what it is we was looking to have go on. I wonder what mic it was recording through just now though, because probably the computer mic, right? That's so funny. Imagine if this whole time I thought I was using like the connected mic, and it was never using the connected mic. That'd be funny. Let's see. That's so funny. I never thought about that. Like, is this mic the actual mic that's being used? See? That's what I'm saying. Boy, I was talking the whole time last week on just the other microphone, and my ass like never really thought about it. Like, is this mic plugged in? So basically, this microphone for show is kind of like just for show. Actually, it actually don't do nothing. All right, let's see. I need to connect my headphone. It's like a whole bunch of shit just went down this past week. Not to feed. It has been 27, like 25 days, something like that. And I really have not bought any fast food, hamburgers, and shit like that. And I'm really proud of myself, and I need y'all to understand that that's realistically like actually probably a big ass deal. Because at one point, like it was getting out of hand, and none of y'all was there to help me. But I got through it on my own because I started realizing like you want to be able to eat cheeseburgers later, you better stop eating them now. Sorry, I'm not gonna be one of them old men. Oh, I'm not trying to be leaning over and none of that. And none of that. That shit was crazy. I don't know what that is. Okay. Let me see. See that mass sin I just hit? Pop, 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 pop. Hitting them up. Hitting them up. Hitting them up. Okay, cool. So, welcome. Sorry that took a little bit long for those that have already been in here, for those that are joining a little bit. I'm just standing here with this fucking microphone in my hand. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck topic to start with. That's why I gotta really get like in and on the chat. Come on, this is why I did all of this shit. I done downloaded all these apps. This shit is crazy. I think I continue to say that one of the funniest things about this whole shit be doing this shit by myself because like, bro, you always think that it's like respectively simple or some shit like that to do all of this, but then you start doing this shit and it's not simple at all. Like, it's actually very difficult. I don't know how to get to the comments. There we go. Section of this live, especially because I'm not necessarily trying to go on the YouTube app and be a viewer, but I'm gonna just go to the YouTube app. This has been very difficult for me already so far, and I only been on live for 5 minutes. No cap. But it's cool though, because at the same time, like as I go through it more and I learn more, like one thing that I know is I'm gonna for sure have to make myself like a little checklist and stuff like that, like a checklist of things that I just have to have set up and prepared for when I do get on here and I do go live. And this is cool. I didn't know that y'all couldn't see the text message thing, so I'm just trying to find out exactly where I'm gonna start because I got a lot of topics. I've been sending myself stuff since over the weekend, and I'm finna get into it. So this is gonna be a jam-packed, pretty good 2 hours, I think, as well. Oh yeah, okay. So let's see. Okay, so we can start with this one. Let me close that though. I got 3 separate windows, so potentially like that's all the kind of the amount of time of content that I could give and talking about all of this stuff too. Uh, yeah, and I think that was good, right? See you in 15 minutes or catch you in the comments type shit. Alrighty, right, because I think the best way to have it be with this too is I think like I love my sports content, I love my sports talk, but I think in trying to get the most out of this, sometimes I definitely always want to feel like I can balance me and that element of it. Everybody know like I got a lot of Stephen A. Smith and a lot of ESPN, a lot of ZSPN talk for me, with me. You feel me? But at the same time, like it's a lot of other cool, real dope conversations that I tend to have and fall into, um, because of my connection with other people and all kinds of other shit, which be cool all the time. Um, so at this point, I'm trying to always find a way to like make sure I can balance that as best I can. You feel me? And do the best I can to kind of balance that. Which I think the way I started it originally the first time, just having a variety of shit that I just wanted to talk to, it kind of like low key did it for me almost, and I kind of did it pretty well and pretty cool. Yes, that's so funny. My boy Chris Jones. Okay, I gotta send that post to myself because maybe that's how I'll start talking about football. That's funny as shit. Shout out to Chris Jones. Just stay on task, bro. There's so much shit going on. I got a lot going on. This is a lot of shit. FREE. Come on, right now what I'm doing is I'm literally trying to go through and like facilitate sending out. What happened? I probably did do that. Oh, I was on the way to work. Shout out to Dolly. Man, go to my stuff. I'm trying to do my thing. I'm not your main nigga. I don't think I'm on for these niggas. Like she a Pokemon. I found a picture of Baby Glorilla last week with a chopper. That shit was funny. Y'all know I love Glorilla. She's so cute. Bro, what the fuck? Why did they pull up that picture, that video of Chris Jones? Like niggas can actually relax. That's funny as shit. Let's see. Okay. Just say what you want. Just say what you want. 1800 block. Body yada yada. I don't know. I just wanna do good and get better. Let's do some. All right. This ain't what you want. Huh? Okay. So I pulled this up over the weekend. This was pretty interesting because I don't, some people don't believe in types of shit like these things. I've never really like looked deep into it. I kind of understand what it is, but this is interesting. So the symbolic doomsday clock has moved closer than ever to midnight, declaring humanity perilously close to a catastrophe. Um, Moral of the story that came from this was essentially like based on some of the things that are going on with like global warming and different stuff like that. How far we're pushing Earth to maybe something bad happening. But reading that the war in the Ukraine basically, um, which I guess is like a atomic scientist, so they really gauge like the use of like dangerous materials and all kinds of other stuff. I could look into more of it. And we could learn more probably like at another time, but I'm going to keep this thing fluid. So basically, like through that and understanding that with everything that's going on in Ukraine and how Putin be popping that hot shit, which I got some other stuff about Vladimir Putin on here too, telling niggas he gonna blow them up and shit like that. He really mean. That nigga's mean as hell. He's not a nice nigga. Like I don't know what niggas thought. Come on, look. Come on, what? What? Who says this? Like, imagine just it's Monday. Yeah, man. We got a message from Pootie. From Putin on the thing. Shout out to little Pootie on and big Pootie too. You feel me? How like and then Vlad Pootie. You feel me? Vladimir Putin. That nigga's not nobody to play with at all. At all. He'll fuck your whole shit up. Ask Zelensky. Anyway, my boy. You feel me? Like. Imagine just getting a message like, you feel me? Yeah, I just need you to know, bitch ass nigga. You say anything about what we got going on over here, it won't take nothing to go ahead and hit your ass up. Like, that's actually crazy. Dang, you want to come right here and do that though? Right next to me while I'm live, like while we trying to do the daily news, you wanna body yada yada right here. Clearly, you finna be in there long. Hey, you finna be in there doing that very long. Mm, mm. That was a little crazy. Let me go ahead and close this because you spent hours in there because you was bad. The next time you go in there will be for more punishment if you were punished again. It won't be because you just getting out. So former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who just retired, so he said, "Now, nigga, what you gonna do? Send a bomb to my house?" Said President Vladimir Putin didn't seem serious about avoiding war in the days before Russia invaded the Ukraine. Okay, so he was been feeling like this. He wasn't giving out a single fuck. Okay, the Kremlin denied Putin's made such a threat, but in a documentary released on Monday, Johnson said he called Putin in February of 2022 and he tried to dissuade him from starting a war, telling him that the Ukraine would not be joining NATO in the foreseeable future, and a long-standing concern for the Russian leader that the invasion was coming, basically. will bring massive sanctions. He trying to, so basically he called him like trying to tell him like, look, bro, we not finna make them join the gang and all of this other stuff. You feel me? And you know, you don't really gotta go over there. That's not gonna be good. You feel me? They gonna put y'all under all kinds of sanctions like y'all is now. They gonna kind of start fucking with y'all money. Putin said from a very relaxed tone. Oh, so from a very relaxed tone, he said Putin was like just playing along and saying, yeah, it's cool and all that shit. From the very relaxed tone that he was taking, the sort of air of detachment that he seemed to have, he was just playing along with my attempts to get him to negotiate, Johnson says in the BBC series Putin versus the West. Okay, so my boy Putin was just like, yeah, he said, yeah. He said, yeah, no, we got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. And he said, he said, Johnson says, Putin threatened me. At one point, he said, Boris, I don't want to hurt you, but with the missile, it'll only take a minute or something like that. I don't know. How long y'all think it'll take to blow this nigga up? Anyway, that's how he talking to niggas. So yeah, Vladimir Putin don't give not a single fuck. It's a documentary about how the leaders of the Western countries essentially dealt with President Putin's kind of like energy and his lead into invading Russia. That's interesting. That's one thing I definitely don't like though. I don't like that in this day and era. Like you could really like make a documentary and the shit not even over yet. Like why do we need a documentary of opinions? This not even all facts. This is gonna be straight opinions because you're not even gonna be able to get anybody on Russia's side, so to speak. That's gonna be valid in speaking like what actually went on and all that shit neither because they goddamn still in the middle of this shit. Folks got goddamn hit this shit. Let's see. So remember last week I was telling y'all about how cold it was in China. You feel me? Remember I said that? I said there was a place in China that had recorded the coldest day in the motherfucking world since they had been recording coldest days in the motherfucking world. And that shit was motherfucking crazy. I tried to pull that shit up, but it didn't work. Bear with me, y'all. You feel me? I'm trying to figure out how to do all this shit as I'm trying to figure out how to do all this shit. You feel me? 1800 block. Okay, next time. No, that's not the screen we wanted to see. That ain't the screen we wanted to see. Oh my God. Do y'all see the struggle that is he? Struggle that is he. This was crazy. Okay. So, you know, like, we be seeing all these movies and shit like that where it be like kids doing all kinds of shit, playing around in places they ain't supposed to play. Like, you know, we think we came up hard, but like, think about it. It's kids in other countries be playing like in jungles with wild animals, snakes, and and like, you know, poisonous frogs and flowers and leaves and all kinds of shit in the environment. Or kids who play like in war zones. So it's like one day it's, you know, full Call of Duty. The next day, you feel me, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood and they playing next to, you know, destroyed cars and all kinds of other shit. In Bangladesh, a little boy was playing hide and seek with some other kids and ended up in a shipping container and then found later overseas. He ended up like 1,500 miles or something away from home. I'm gonna read a little bit of it. The boy from Bangladesh playing hide and seek was missing for 6 days before being found in a shipping container in Malaysia, which I guess that's still that's for sure in the same place, in the same range. Bangladesh and Malaysia. We'll look it up on the map. Oh yeah, I can't pull it up from there. Watch me work. Come on. Yeah. Right now, I need you to really just be like, "Hey, Tommy, pull up how far it is from Bangladesh to Malaysia." What kind of food do they have in Malaysia? What kind of Malaysia? What is Malaysian food? I never had that before. Lord, boy, what the fuck? That's the first thing I would have said to this little nigga when he got home. Boy, what the fuck was you doing? Oh wow. Okay, so y'all think he probably didn't go by sea, y'all don't think. Nigga, 2,000 miles. But he was like in the like shallow part of Malaysia. Shit. 66 hours. Like what? Man, what? I'd have whooped the shit out this little boy. See, this is why I can't handle kids. What? Okay. Um uh the little boy went missing for 6 days before being found in a shipping container in Malaysia. The teen, identified only as Fahim, is thought and falling asleep while playing with his friends in the port city of Siti Home. I can't pronounce these names. It's cool. I'll be trying to. I'll be fucking them up though. Uh, he was then found about 1,500 miles away inside of a shipping container in Port Klang, Malaysia. Port Lang, Malaysia. Um, he was the only one found in the container. Malaysia Home Ministries. Uh, Oh my lord, I'm good. What? That nigga name is dumb long. It's Molly. My boy, that is Molly. Hey, you having a good time over there? You are funny as fuck. Look at you. You okay? Okay. You are such a goofball. You okay? You itching? You back? Huh? If y'all can see, honey, I'm over here hearing clicking and chingling. This little nigga is on her back, going like this. Oh, what up? Okay. Um, y'all see my boy name? My boy name was so long I got distracted. My boy. That is Molly. He got a name on him. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's six like at least 4-letter words though. Five, cause minister is not that nigga name. That's just his title. Adding to the boy was given medical attention after apparently going without food and water for 6 days. Clearly, he went out without food and water for 6 days. The relevant investigations found no elements of human trafficking. That's what I was wondering. Like, I wonder if they looked at it on that. Look how far that is, though. The road has no tolls. Your destination is in a different time zone. Road has no tolls. The route may cross, but I thought it said multiple borders. It may cross. It crossed one border, Thailand. Dang, this little boy was out here. How the fuck you fall asleep, man? What the fuck? How you fell asleep? Ooh, hopefully I ain't been cussing a lot. No, they ain't giving up no bread to people who cussing. Had to have went from out of the port though. That's crazy. So the other, like just last week, it was raining. It was raining just this morning. All my people in LA, which y'all already know. Just last week, week before last, or 2 weeks ago, excuse me. You know, it was raining hella in LA, and there was all them flooding and all in the Bay Area. There was flooding down here in LA when they made its way down to LA. Auckland, New Zealand, has dealt with like a lot of heavy flooding like this winter because of obviously the rain. Um, and again, it's their largest city, but people in flood-hit New Zealand are bracing for more heavy rain this week following new severe weather alerts. At least 4 people have died, and the state of emergency order continues in Auckland, which on Friday experienced the worst downpour on record. About 350 people needed emergency accommodation, New Zealand's Prime Minister Chris Hipkins said. See, these niggas got regular names. He added there's been significant damage across Auckland and the North Island. The newly appointed Prime Minister also highlighted climate change's role in extreme weather events. It's a 1 in 100 year weather event, and we seem to be getting a lot of them at the moment. I think people can see that there's a message in that climate change is real. It's with us. He told the national broadcaster TVNZ, we're going to deal with more of these extreme weather events in the future. We need to be prepared for that. We need to do everything we can to combat and challenge climate change. With unprecedented rainfall in Auckland since Friday, even ordinary torrential rain in the days ahead could cause more flooding and damage than it usually would, the city's mayor said. In parts of the city, weather looks a bit better, but don't be fooled. Our region is not out of the woods yet. I just think that's interesting. So this was interesting to me because I saw this tweet from Carlos Miller like 2, 3 weeks ago, and one of the things he was talking about was about kind of how infrastructure right now in the United States is garbage. Like we see it, the streets and roads everywhere is fucked up. Like every region got some shit that they low key can't handle, and it's going on. The South and Texas and shit like that, the power grids freeze when it get too cold and shit like that. You feel me? On the East Coast, they had major flooding just a few months ago, like bad flooding, like a motherfucker. Here in California, again, it rained just a little bit more than it usually been raining, and we starting to have floods and stuff like that again. Like Union Station, I went on a trip recently, and my mom was sending me videos and stuff from Union Station here in LA, and one of the things about that was that it was flooded in Union Station. And again, this is not just about it being flooded because the water buildup. What's up, baby? What's up? What's up, honey? How you doing? You got your like paws on me. Hi. What's up? You got something to say to the people? No? Okay, I love you too. We gotta let it dry off a little bit outside before I let you out. You wanna go outside? You wanna just go out there? Just as long as it's not raining? Okay, hold on 1 second. All right, y'all, give me 1 second. It's the 27th minute. Yeah, you feel me? Y'all can still hear me though. So yeah, no, that's pretty interesting. I think it's a little ghetto that the world in the United States is going through this. Oh my God, I done figured out some more shit. And then suddenly I really could actually do like probably every type of podcast and not have to need nothing because this one, if I just want to sit down and just shoot the shit and talk with the folks, I don't even need now to have, I don't even got to have no image on. Like me having my image on be because of what it is I'm trying to like put together. But now this kind of give me the freedom to be able to do like more, like even like less on the editing side. Like I can really just sit down and be like, all right, come on, let's the 3 or 4 or 5 of us or one-on-one sit down and let's just talk. Even about sports. Yeah, no, this is crazy. I'm gonna use this. Um, but I think it's interesting just because um, with all the changes, like how often do you look up and see that again? Like in a variety of places in this world, we seeing them kind of things happen and seeing them kind of things go on. But especially here in the United States, like we seen these same things like extreme rain and all of these things, and it's happening everywhere. Again, this is in New Zealand. It's happening in the East Coast, West Coast of the United States, uh, Italy or not Italy? If was it Italy, Venice, if I'm not mistaken, flooded just a few years ago. And again, it wasn't like normal. It was like something that was abnormal, something that was like a little worrisome that it flooded. So again, like it was flooding in like I want to say like Sudan or something earlier this year too. Like it's like man, it's always floods. Yeah, see again. So at least over 500,000, at the least over 500,000 people were displaced in 2021 by massive flooding in Sudan. Like this shit is a big deal. It's for real. Um, and I wonder like what steps will be taken to improve all of these things to kind of do or adequately and properly prepare, right? Like what ways, it's all these great conversations, like all these great topics and stuff like that these days, just about so many things. And I feel like people just got it so wrong because they don't look at it. Everybody's looking at it to figure out the wrong that's being done in it. And as much as it is wrong, and I believe that there's so much wrong now, this is me starting a bigger overarching conversation on how like global warming and consumerism and monopolies kind of affect and play into that. But um, it's always about how people do wrong and how people are doing wrong, and it's all these schemes and all these things. But I think like in the bigger scheme, like bigger frame of the world, like it's a lot of about the monopolies that are going on and how things are going. And when it's a time of change, it's not really so much about holding people accountable for what has become the status quo and something that everybody has benefited from and used and utilized to elevate in life. It's about finding out ways to now try and change the things as they are in the best way possible to make more opportunities for, again, more generations to find ways to continue to improve. I think right now society and humanity is kind of hitting a point where it's the Spider-Man meme, it's a lot of this, right? You feel me? Like it's this like all the time, so to speak. Um, all the time. Like literally, this is our world right now. Instead of bitch, get that shit off my screen. I accepted it now. Man, see, this is what I'm saying now. Come on, man. I don't want to see all this. I don't give a fuck about none of this. I'm trying to talk to my people, not y'all. Thank you for the content. I think our world, in so many ways, is a lot of this like, and I think the focus needs to be on. It need to be this. It don't need to be this to everybody. It need to be this. How the fuck can we figure out, or I figure out in my end, how to create more opportunity to do a little bit better and not just, yes, create opportunity for yourself, but create opportunity for more opportunity to be made. And I think we at times become lacking on that because it's so focused on, oh, they was doing this and they was doing that and they was doing this and they was doing that. Because it's like, think about it. Right now, we should all, as a world, be focused on one, how to transition all of our emissions and our transportation and everything within the next 20 years, right? 10 to 20 years. And again, the thought process is pretty simple, I believe. In majors and big main places and different things like that, it needs to be mandatory and mandated worldwide based on the fact that the world not going to exist no more. Fuck all this, your country rules, your country rules, your country rules. No. What can we all figure out where we at that's going to give us the ability to everybody still be able to build buildings and get crops and drive buses and stuff like that, but it not be something that's literally going to just destroy the environment to where our kids and our kids' kids and our kids' don't got no chance to actually get to that point, right? And then it's like, again, like places where they don't have the infrastructure to just transition immediately. Okay, we're going to slowly work them into the process as well, and then it will transfer all of their equipment and the things that give off emissions and stuff like that to the closest modernized and the closest environmentally friendly things that they can get at the time, this already existing and cost effective. Like I feel like them kind of thought processes alone are simple. That's literally like I'm sitting here right now by myself and I thought about that in 2 seconds. Now, again, prospectively, you may wonder like if they believe that and they think about that, but it really just be about what everybody going for and what side they own and what they want and who paying this and who paying that. But like that's the interesting things that I look at when you look at shit like this, when it's like realistically, again, right here, many factors contribute to flooding, but a warming atmosphere causes climate change, increases the intensity and frequency of extreme rainfall. It was hot as fuck this past year. We didn't notice. And again, the winter being very interesting. So I just think like that level of kind of like the way people move and kind of consume things and look at things, I think it definitely got to change just because like when you seeing shit like this and it's everywhere, it's not abnormal. Like yes, it's winters and yes, there's snow and it's rain and stuff like that, and there are places that do have floods and different stuff like that. I just think that it is a little abnormal as well to look up and be having so many of these extreme conditions that are the same in all these places, but all these places too, in a lot of ways, so different. The East Coast gets snow. Like I ain't really never known the East Coast to flood. Crazy, like city, New York, and in New Jersey type shit. Like in the regular other areas too, like the Bay Area flooding. And that shit was crazy when the Bay Area was flooded, Sacramento and all that stuff. Again, that's like on streets, it's flooded. It looked like. Um, Apparently in Peru, it's like a lot of political unrest, and it's like a lot of shit going on with people protesting the government and the government's response to the people protesting, which is interesting because again, right now we got everything is getting ready to start going on. I believe pretty soon with the murder in Memphis. Excuse me for not being very knowledgeable on the subject and the script. I've spent plenty of years of my life being knowledgeable about all them things, and I choose to separate myself from that kind of trauma cycle, so to speak. It's a lot more things you could be frustrated and sad about. I could be frustrated and sad about the environment and heard about that too, and still know again all of the things that these people are doing wrong to us, um, you know, socioeconomically and politically and all with policing and shit. But after an attempted self-coup ending in the arrest of the former Peruvian president Pedro Castillo, now I don't know if he good, I don't know if this lady good or whoever it is, but they got a lot going on. In December, longstanding political and social tensions in Peru have resulted in popular unrest and a deadly government crackdown with no clear path to political compromise or the end of the violence. Where basically the police riding on these people and they not looking like they trying to stop. What started as outrage and grief surrounding Castro's arrest and the ascension of his vice president Dina Botari, I think that's it. I need a correction on that. To the nation's top office has morphed into protests across the South American nation that reflect the lack of political representation many Peruvians, especially those outside of the capital of Lima, have felt for decades. That crisis of representation has been exacerbated in recent years, both by the economic impact of the pandemic and lack of access to basic services like healthcare and quality education have now boiled over, which is definitely very important. It's definitely, again, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's funny is, I think people tend to like underlook America as a country and like how old it is for real, because it's like we a baby with so many of the things that we be seeing going on and all of this different stuff and so many of the ups and downs that we see with other countries and stuff like that. We a baby as a country for real. Like, let's see how old Peru is and let's see how old the United States is. Now we could be real similar, but I got a belief that Peru probably might be older than the United States. But within this, like, that's interesting that when you read that, you got people outside of the capital, right, or outside of the large city, a place like Lima. Um, Shout out to the littlest Lima. What's up, dog? Um, Desra. I think he said two nicknames. Anyway, um, Wikipedia. Um, that to me, like just reading that mirrors a lot of what you hear in the United States right now. It's like there's so many people that is so anti big city, right? So anti all of that type of stuff. And then they're also made to feel as if they don't necessarily matter. The people from the smaller states and the smaller places and different stuff like that. And it's like, again, you consistently see that these types of things play out, but it seems like it's not necessarily any real effort to kind of change things. 1821. The United States, America. And I think that's very interesting when you see like the unrest and the shit going on. Again, a lot of what we just watched like over the last little span of time, some of that same energy that was applied and kind of put towards that um, is similar, I think. Like the same way these crazy ass Republican people feel, it sounds like it's the same way that these people felt. The same way, like as well, dually the people who are a part of like the more liberal voting class in the United States feel that ain't represented by those at the top. Like it's the same type of thing. So again, that's why you look at the world and you be like, okay, something clearly got to change though. People be so harping on the United States. We a baby and we getting to change. Okay, so the United States is indeed older than Peru. 1821, 1776. Dang, that's crazy. How many years is that? 275? Oh, Shout out to the people who fuck with me, who is helping me not fuck this up. Okay. Okay, so the United States is 246 years old. Dang, that mean I talked through some of them ones and I didn't even show them. That's crazy. And I done closed the tabs. So right now, which one is we on? We talking about this right now. How many years of instability came? How years of instability came to a head in Peru? This is difficult. I promise you. Um, so basically, you feel me? Like on some, it's basically like power. The lady done pushed out the president. The president got arrested. We don't know what he did. Like I said, I don't really know him like that, and I don't care to know him like that. So I'm gonna mind my business. But we just gonna talk about what they got going on right now. After a failed coup attempt, they sent my boy to jail. Shit is going crazy in Peru. Everything's fucked up. Um, Castillo, who remains in jail after his failed coup, okay, I don't know who he tried to get out. Got his start in politics as a teacher in the teachers union. He was elected president in 2021. Damn, he didn't even make it 4 years. Uh, he was a powerful symbol for the disenfranchised Peruvians. Uh-oh, a man, come on, from the poor. Caramaca? Is that how you pronounce that? Y'all know can y'all see that? Cajamarca. That's what Cajamarca. I don't know what. Come on, these things got some names in them, man. And a political outsider in the sequestered world of Lima's political elite. Peru's recent political history, however, from the terror of the Shining Path insurgency in the 1970s and in the 80s to the brutal dictatorship of Alberto Fumimori, which nonetheless jump-started Peru's economic engine to the country's post-2016 presidential chaos, has been one of instability, even as Peru's economic conditions improved due to its rich store of natural resources like copper. Dang. Oh, this is like a timeline of what they got going on over there. Okay. So we're not doing all of that. Um, that's crazy. Do I have the video at least? Jesus, that was a little bit much. It was like trying to take us to Peru. I don't think we was trying to go to Peru this morning. I think we were just kind of trying to, you know, you know, vibe out, dude. Kind of like just trying to learn about like some of the international news, bro. I don't think we're trying to like go to Peru though. Jeez, bro. Come on, bro. Okay. So this though is what caused me to kind of like pick this up. Oh, Machu Picchu. Hopefully the video plays. You're not trying to play? That's cool. I didn't want you to play anyway. I wanted the refresh version. Again, hope everybody having a great day today. Great start to their morning. Here we go. Police out here letting freedom ring. Like, look at the old lady. They riding on the old lady and shit like that. Like, and again, that's what I'm saying. Like, I call my dear homeland. She don't look like she could be trusted at all. For a national truce to set up a dialogue. Demonstrations in Peru have been going on since December, causing $1.3 billion in damage, the government says. We're not terrorists. We're not criminals. We're just peasants who seek justice and peace in our country. That's sad. Dozens of people have died since the protest started. And again, like that's the type of thing I do think about. Like, bro, eventually people do get fed up. Eventually they do kind of want to see a change. They want to see something different. And again, it's like there's so many places where the people that got a lot got a lot. The people that got a little, and it seems like they coming up with even less, but they working just as hard. That's something that's crazy in this world. You know, something that you wish you could just change for everybody. And people who got that pompous attitude that kind of make it seem like it's not possible to make a change and this is the way that it is, like that's not it either. Like realistically, people shouldn't be saying that. Like people they just want what's right. They want people to stop getting killed and beat down the street by the police. They want people to stop getting robbed from the places that they work at, type shit. What I mean by robbed is not getting what they, not being given what they've given, so to speak, not getting back what they've given and putting in. Like it's crazy realistically, and I think that over time, I have a belief in the faith that possibly to change, but I also know too, like we live in a world where people kind of the people at the top is like that, and the reason it's like that is because like they continue to create generations of that and generations of that and generations of that, and it's like we all have an aspiration and a desire to change our circumstances and elevate, but as well, when you begin to do that, people begin to also kind of create like new perspectives within their own environment that they come from, right? You ever look at like situations where like people who like successful or athletes and they come from like the bottom, they come from the under and they get to the top, like why their kids are so different than them? Well, it's because the kids usually grow up in a different environment, and then as well, like you feel me, like the things that they're raised to see and to believe and to want are a little bit different. The people that they're around are a little bit different, and I think that's also the difference. Like the story was just saying, like the guy who got arrested and put in jail, he didn't come from that world of the elite people. So again, he may be able to consider what they want, but also be able to consider what the littlest dude on the totem pole might need, and the brokest person in the town might need too, and what could maybe not make them the brokest person in the town. Whereas the people at the top ain't never trying to think about that. They just want these people to believe like, oh yeah, we with y'all, but they don't necessarily want to do nothing for these people. And when they see the people that's coming in and making that change, they like not necessarily for that. And it's like it's crazy because like people are gonna stand up and go out to make a change. But I always look at like the officers and the police just doing that shit to go to that just central topic about like it's crazy because they really see themselves as like different from us. Because realistically, even if you're a part of like the police forces and shit like that, like you a part of us, you still from us. You went to the same schools we went to, you grew up in the same neighborhoods, went to the same stores, everything. Like you didn't just change when you became a policeman. But it's like so many times in so many places, these people see themselves as a part of and different and a part of that elite level of group. It's almost like three groups, right? It's like the people responsible for taking care of the people in between, right? And then those on top of them who make all the decisions, like, and the people who is in the middle now don't see themselves as like regular people either. They see themselves. Did I close the complex link again? You got motherfucking the government. You got public service workers like you know doctors, nurses, police, military, and then you got us, the everyday people. And it's like literally though, where's this all we all supposed to be on one team facing the world? We all literally everybody look at my job more valuable than you. I deserve this salary. You do this job so you don't even deserve to get this much. Like, and it's really crazy because it continues to create and keep all of this shit going, and it's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, even though farmers make a lot of money, like it's crazy to think that farmers don't make the same kind of salary like policemen make. If it ain't no farmers, it ain't no police. It's not even, think about it. If it's no farmers, it's no police. It's not a debate, not enough to talk about. Let's stop. Because police need to eat. Police don't even get to be police and grow up to be big, strong, strapping, bitch ass niggas for the ones that are, because they not eating. Like, think about that. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So when you look at it and it's like a farmer strike, it shouldn't be no farmer strike because they should all be getting paid outright. And again, when you look at that at the top level, right, whoever the motherfucker that own the farm, you think of it like our Latino people who go work on the farms and they get underpaid and shit like that. The conditions that they be living in, the health conditions, not being able to go to the bathroom and all of this shit because they got to keep working, keep working, keep working. Granted, the conditions are what it is, and you got to get your work done after a certain time. But just think about that idea, like, why the fuck, like, do a nigga who deliver packages or whatever the fuck or drive a bus, not that there's anything wrong with that, but why he get paid 20, 30, $20 an hour, $25 an hour, whatever, let's just create some kind of astronomical sum, while the person who is picking out the fruit that nourishes that person's body for them to make orange, to get orange juice, or you feel me, that works at the chicken farm is checking on the chickens so that they could go have their eggs and their breakfast in the morning so that they could go, you feel me, go work out. Go do their job. Why are they getting paid $5 an hour? Their job is actually literally more valuable. The only person whose job is not more valuable damn near is the teacher. Because if everybody's who's dumbasses who couldn't read and write, like we on the way to, what the fuck are we gonna do? If we had no farmers, no teachers, right now, that should be two of the highest paid professions in the world. Like, if we talking like how you look at like sports, like quarterbacks is the highest paid, and then you got like wide receivers, and then you got this and that and this and that. Like, no, like politicians should not be getting paid like quarterbacks. That's what I'm saying. Politicians getting paid dumb crazy amounts of money, like everywhere. For what? The world is in shambles. Police, they getting paid a dumb, like crazy amount of money. You call the police and say somebody slapped the shit out of me. If they not slapping the shit at you right that moment, they could be like, you can know where they at and where they just went. All fucked up. They gonna be like, you gotta come down and file a report. They not even gonna go like knock on the door, like they not even gonna do that unless you black or, you know, of minorities grouping these days, and they just don't like how you look. So that's interesting to me. Like, something got to change within that, because again, like, that's what I looked at when I seen that man. For that man to say I'm a peasant, like, it's 2023. That man said I'm a peasant. I'm a peasant. I won't change so bad. Like, I'll demean myself. Granted, you can say he keeping it real, but I won't change so much. I'll take myself down. You're not a peasant. You're a fucking legend. That nigga a legend. Whatever the fuck he do, like, what the niggas who was in the Capitol and all of this shit, they couldn't do what this nigga do. I wish I could find a post of the Memphis police officer who, you know, because they have all these police officers from Memphis that killed this man, rest in peace. The spotlight is on how all of them have been fired. They're gonna rush to get them on trial and all this shit, and it's so violent and all this stuff. But do y'all know that there was a white police officer that was there too? We don't know that though. But if you watch the videos and all of this stuff, I just found out recently, like over the last day or so, it's a white police officer there, and you can hear him saying a little shit in the mic too. When you look at the fucking picture of what this dude looked like, I just can't understand how they be putting certain people in these positions to do these jobs. Like, we supposed to have a fucking look test. You ain't supposed to just be able to come and sit down and just do some shit and then just get the spot. Like, no, it's supposed to be a nobility. It should be some nobility to it. It should be some level of who it is you are for so many things. That's what I think is one of the biggest issues that we got. It ain't no nobility. It ain't no morality to nothing. It's just getting where you fit in. Get the bag, get the bread. There's nothing wrong with getting your money and wanting to strive for more and wanting more for yourself. But within that, the value of the other man next to you and not bringing your other man up and really wanting to step on your other man as hard as you can. You want to turn your other man into a grain of sand, into a peasant, so that you could be at the top. But we could all really have all the same shit. This is the same world for everybody. We all could really have the same shit because they make enough for everybody to have one of everything. And again, it's so many varieties of everything that there's something out there for everybody. But everybody should be able to have some for us to be able to get to that. And I ain't saying, you feel me, like, share the money and all of this, so everybody needs to get equal. But again, like, we need to turn around and really look at how we value everything. And niggas be like, yeah, I came up with the idea, so I'm the smartest nigga. No. That ain't even it. It's like, some people is out here, that's what I'm saying. Like, think about, like, right, y'all know I love football. We're going to talk some ball in a little bit. That's like saying that the dude who thought of the idea of playing football should be paid more than the niggas who revolutionized and changed the game as the game went on. People from back in the day, that's how the structure of the world is, right? Basically, right? When you look at all of these oligarchs and all of this other bullshit and all of that shit, that stuff that people look into too much and don't believe enough of, don't understand enough of. It's like families that run stuff and monopolies and all of these different things with businesses and everything. Like, you can look through everything from, you know, Mercedes Benz and stuff like that back in the day, like Rolls Royce, right? Rolls Royce engines used to be in English planes during World War II. So again, when you look up and you understand why certain shit is so big as it is now, it's not just because some niggas was working hard over a small span of time. Granted, that's hard work. But again, it's because you put yourself in the right position to do shit and to monopolize it, to control shit. And it's like, when you look at the grand scheme of how the whole entirety of the world is it's like, it's them people that's at the top who kind of devalue everybody else because at one time they did some shit. I did some shit at one time, so I should be able to control everything that everybody else got going on because I did it at that one time. Well, as times change and things go on, like, you look at politicians right now, it's real tangential, but I hope y'all can stay with me because I'm really not kicking some shit, but I'm just, you know, I'm really like, I'm on a vibe right now. This is interesting. Like, when you look at politics and politicians, look at how old politicians are. Look at the age that they say that you got to be in order to be president. Granted, I understand it, but it is kind of crazy that you telling me that, like, I got to be 40 years old to be able to be president. That's crazy. Like, that's actually kind of crazy. I respect it and I understand, like, a maturity and perspective and shit. But again, that's crazy. It speaks to, like, trying to box out and minimize, like, other people's opportunities to contribute and be a part of things at any level and any means possible. You look at a lot of the politicians and how old they are these days. How would they at all know anything about what the fuck we got going on and what we going through and what we feeling and how we look at shit? How? They not even a part of the world that we've been in. They stopped being a part of that world like 30 years ago. If you a politician and you 70 years old, 30 years ago, that's what I'm saying. You was 40 years old 30 years ago. Stop. Like, what? Come on. In 1996 or 1994, 1992, 93, 1993, they was 40 years old. Like, what? That's crazy. Like, They not even tapped in with what the fuck is going on these days. They look at anything and that they do understand and that they do get, and they still believe like it's either way of whatever perspective they came up rooted in. Whereas we living in a world and a generation where it's like, nah, like everybody can have a bit of an understanding and a perspective, but what's the real valid shit? And it's like when you look at places like Peru where they got that shit going on and different shit like that, it just makes me think of like, again, like it's not enough balance of one, people who are spending time with the everyman and connecting with the everyday people. It's not enough people who have a value for the everyday people and people coming from the bottom and the under to get in there and coincide. Like again, you're supposed to have different flavors. They just want all the same flavor up in there so that they can continue to do that shit. Like that's crazy to me. Is this little balls? What is this? Oh, it's gonna go away. Yeah, I bet. Anyway, um, got a little tangential, a little passionate about that because I think that's very interesting. Like I think when we look at everything that's going on these days, um, it's just real crazy to think like in so many with so much perspective change that you would think would be coming, that it's actually the opposite. People are really so sedentary and so stuck in their ways and a lot of shit. And I just think it's very odd because it's a great time where a lot of great change can happen. And sometimes you look up and you wonder if that great monumental change is going to happen within the people and stuff like that, just because of what people value. Again, everybody want to be at the top, but don't understand. And maybe our responsibility and our goal is to change what the top looks like versus wanting to get in there. Why you want to get in somewhere that don't want you in? Okay. It's Monday, January 30th. Hope y'all are all having a good day today. Having a positive day today. Um, let's talk about more. I want to talk about more people setting shit off and fucking shit up. Yeah, Complex, I'm coming for y'all too, because I forgot y'all did that bullshit. Yeah, Complex did some bullshit over the past weekend. We're going to get to that in a minute. Um, okay, we're on the streets to ask for justice for our brothers killed by bandits. Haiti police have rioted in the streets. And I still don't understand what this means when they saying Haiti police, like rebel riot police. You can see that right there. That thing right there, right here says Haiti police. I've not figured out if these are policemen who have now taken off their uniform because they know they're going to get targeted in their uniform and they run in the streets, or this is like people who have kind of declared themselves as like a de facto police. But Haiti police have rioted in the streets to protest against inaction over gang attacks on police stations and officers. 78 police officers have been killed, since Prime Minister Ariel Henry came to power in 2021. Nigga, that's a lot. Nigga, if it was 78 police officers dead in America in 2 years, what? We'll be in fear for our lives. Everybody. That's crazy. Now, in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, or the end of 2020, there was a coup, similar to what we just heard about in Peru. It was a coup in Peru, and they killed the PM. Stay with me, baby. So it was a coup in Peru, and they killed the PM in Haiti. Shout out to Haiti. But I'm having a ball. This is cool. I'm having fun again. The other day, I was like, thinking about how much I be stressing on wanting to do this because I just want, it's something I really want to do. Like, I spend so much time talking and posting about so many things like this, and I've always been trying to kind of like put it together and bring it together to do it myself with others, and I've had a hard time trying to do it with others, but in not trying to be stopped and feeling like I just want to be undeniable and won't be stopped. I just one day just got up and said, just put it all together as best you can to see if you could do it. And I kind of just started, and I had a blast last week, the 2 days that I did, and I'm having a blast right now, even with it just being so much of a task to just put it all together. So my bad to get tangential. But there was a coup in Peru, and they killed the PM in Haiti. You feel me? That was 2021 was the coup in Peru. I mean, the coup in Haiti where they killed the PM. The 2022 one or 2021 one was in Peru. Now I'm just losing it. But the one that went on in Haiti was actually like like on some movie shit. Like when you watch the movie and it's like, oh, they trying to kill the president and they bring some niggas in from another country. Like it was some dudes, some like Colombian mercenaries, basically came into Haiti and killed the fucking the president at the time, and it was a big deal. Come on, Jovenel Moises. See, come on, this is fun. I hope I really could take this shit there. Like, I'm finna try to take this shit as motherfucking hard as I motherfucking as much far as my motherfucking can. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Get out of here. Uh, Jovenel Moises murder. The United States charged, which we probably have something to do with that shit too, charges a Colombian man over the assassination. Which, if y'all didn't know, Haiti led a huge uprising against, if I'm not mistaken, the French back in the day when there was a lot of slaves. And Haiti's been one of the most historically punished countries by everywhere in the world because of that. So again, like I said, all these people that do shit and did shit in the past and started all this shit that has made our world so whack, continuing to monopolize and control shit, but also colluding and getting together to continue to keep people who raise up for themselves down, similar to like we looked at in Peru, like we were just looking at a second ago now. Hope y'all was able to stay with me. That shit is real. Y'all can Google that shit. Check it out. I'll find, if I can, the Instagram, the little actor. I can't think of this nigga name now. He played old dude in Glory Road. Let me see. I'm finna show y'all who he is, so y'all could, if y'all want to look up his Instagram, y'all can see it. And he posted about it actually, and that's what put me onto it, because I always have known about Haiti and Haiti being so poor and different things like that. But when he actually got online and started to Macabre Brooks, you go on Macabre Brooks Instagram, my brother right here. Yeah, cause he buff as fuck now, cause he did that Mortal Kombat movie. He used to be like regular sized nigga. Now he look like a ex NBA player or something like that. He from Texas. Okay. This guy's Instagram post, like he be posting a lot of real ass shit and a lot of very informative educational shit. And one of the things that he talks about is Haiti and how a lot of Haiti's wealth has been stolen from it, but Haiti has also not been supported by a lot of nations, and how they've essentially punished Haiti since then for those things. But a former Colombian military official has been charged in the United States in connection with the assassination of Haiti's president, Jovenel Moises. Mario Antonio Palacios, 43, is accused of participating in a plot to kidnap and kill the Haitian president, the United States Justice Department said. He appeared at a court in Miami on Tuesday to hear the charges against him. Mr. Moises was shot dead on July 7th by gunmen who stormed his residence in the Haitian capital, of Port-au-Prince. In a statement on Tuesday, the United States Justice Department said a complaint was filed in the state of Florida accusing Palacios, along with a group of about 20 other Colombian nationals and dual Haitian American citizens, of conspiracy to commit murder and kidnapping. So, since then, and this is 2021, this was July 2021. So again, they saying since 2021, which again, like when you think about that and you read into that, right? One of the things that it said is there were some Haitian people that was involved in that and some Colombians. This right here is saying that they got gangs that are attacking the police. Who's to say, prospectively, that you didn't have gang members bring some of them people in or work alongside these people, as sometimes that shit happens, to go and carry this shit out. And then from there, after they do that and they trying to continue to keep up what they trying to keep up, now they going and just killing the police en masse. Again, you opposing us. It's right. That's crazy. Like, you opposing us. You don't want us to do what we doing. We finna just come blast y'all. So this is some of the imagery from in Haiti. Rebel police officers in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Come on, they pushing down. Niggas is pushing down barriers and shit and sandals, attempted to break into the airport. Now, granted, you know, it's not a lot of people out here running around and shit like that, but it's interesting just to see this. I was wondering when I was watching this, like, so they broke into the National Police headquarters. Are these police that's dressed up as regular people? Are these people that are protesting? They're protesting gang attacks on the police stations and officers. Like, I'm trying to figure out exactly who all of these people are, though. If it's just everyday people, all these policemen have been killed, and the Prime Minister has not paid tribute to them. him being like this make me believe this is a police officer dressed up like this. We are on the streets to ask for justice for our brothers killed by bandits, which makes me believe he's a police officer. We will take to the streets every day until we find an answer. Yeah, I would have to believe somebody like that dude is a police officer. He gonna cover his face and everything too, because he don't want nobody to see Officer Nuwaba motherfucking cussing. 14 men have been killed since whatever that was. I didn't see that one. And then once Officer Nuwaba can't get exposed out here cussing these niggas out because they gonna come to his house. So this is pretty interesting. Like just seeing like all of this civil unrest right now with what we getting ready to go through too. Like stay woke. I hope y'all know niggas gonna be fussing and cussing in the streets behind this shit. They went on in Memphis recently, which is pretty crazy. I did not know that the United States was older than Peru, but then when you think about it, it does make sense. So if y'all tuned in last week at all, or y'all got to see last week, at one point I talked about how in Japan, they're changing their rules. Let me see if I can pull it up again. I'll see if I can scroll up real quick and pull up the little post just to remind y'all that I did have that on the docket. And so y'all could get some context to what I was talking about. We talked about penguin poop last week, a 5-year-old boy who was so smart he taught himself how to read, everything. Okay, here we go. Okay, so y'all know they be playing. We used to be playing around in school and joking and shit, talking about, Asian people, they don't be able to have kids and all this stuff. They be telling them not to have kids because this is real. They really was telling niggas to not have kids and shit like that or whatever the fuck. And it is seemed to have kind of come to a head. Give me on the main page. There we go. Okay, so that page is going to be like that's going to be our like topics page. This shit is getting long. I'm done with this after this. I'm finna start talking about the fun shit. My bad. I'm actually like really doing the news. Like, who the fuck am I? CNN? The ZNN, baby. ZNN, you feel me? Y'all heard me the first time. Welcome to the inside of my mind, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so last week I told y'all Japan was on the verge of not being functionally able to function societally after a certain point into their like future projections because their birth rates were so low. Again, focus on their aging population of people. They've had fewer than 800,000 births last year, which is not a lot at all. When you think about how many people is in a country to have less than 800,000 births, that's crazy. This was crazy because in Sichuan in China, they just freed unmarried people to legally have children. What? All right, yeah, thank you. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you. Welcome to Mindful Mondays. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna call the thought. What is it? Mindful Mondays, Talking Tuesdays, whatever the fuck it's gonna be called. Welcome. I don't even understand how this was like something that was real or for real or I like anything. But it's weird. It says Reuters from Beijing. Health authorities in China's southwestern province of Sichuan will allow unmarried individuals to raise a family and enjoy the benefits reserved for married couples. In the latest effort to bolster a falling birth rate, the government dictates that only married women are legally allowed to give birth. But with marriage and birth rates having fallen to record lows in recent years, provincial authorities revamped a 2019 rule to cover singles who want to have children. This came into place in 2019? Anyway, from February 15th, married couples and any individuals who want offspring will be allowed to register with the government in China's fifth most populous province, with no ceiling on the number of children that they can register for. Where you gotta register to have a kid? Do they gotta do that here? Like, did my mama have to go register? Like, I'm finna get like a dog. Like, I'm finna get a Zach. I'm finna get knocked up. Like, I think we finna go ahead and do that. Y'all be ready. Like, what? The measure aims to promote long-term and balanced population development, Sichuan's Health Commission said in a statement on its website. Until now, the commission has only allowed married couples who wanted to have up to 2 children to register with local authorities. China's population shrank last year for the first time in 6 decades, a historic turn expected to usher in a period of decline. So they saying it's going to start a decline right now. China's very strategic, though. They be on that shit. So, again, they seeing this shit, and they already like, nah, we got to go ahead and get the change in. Whatever we were doing 10 years ago to fuck this shit up, we need to stop that shit now. That's crazy. That prospect is pushing authorities to roll out incentives and measures to boost the population. That's what I said. They're going to incentivize that shit. China, like, man, whenever it go down, we ready. We ain't finna be weak. Wow. Oh, this is hard. Never mind. Maybe I'm a dickhead. Look at this. Come on, look at China fucking with the women. A national registry system for couples to register with local authorities ensures maternity insurance to cover medical bills while letting married women keep their salaries during maternity leave. That's cool. So your job can't fuck with you and fuck you over. Like, well, we're not gonna do that. But that's only for people that got bread like that, though. Again, like my boy who talking about. Okay, so the topic is today is for sure gonna be the 1, 2, and the 3. Right, them 3 tiers, them Spider-Mans. Right, you got the people at the top, middle, bottom. People at the bottom, the registry do not give a fuck about them. Like they not giving them no goddamn insurance and all that shit. I wouldn't believe. Like the lady to get pregnant that work in the chicken factory where I was saying she's supposed to get paid. I know they not giving her nothing. She pregnant till she pop. She in that motherfucker working till she pop. These benefits have now been extended to single women and men in Sichuan, which ranks 7th in the nation in terms of those older than 60 or more than 21% of its population. Damn. Come on. Most of the demographic downturn stems from the one child policy imposed from 1980 to 2015. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. One child. What happened to my little nigga getting beat up? Who gonna have his back? Fuck is you talking about, Mr. Sichuan? Okay, okay, we're just gonna close this tab. I'll keep some of these for tomorrow. I don't have to do all of these today. I can keep some for tomorrow. Let's see. What's our time check? Can we get a time check? 1 and 11. We doing all right. 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 Okay. But it's the shade room tab. This is for all the people who want to have fun. Not want to have fun, but okay. Let's start. There we go. Woman, 29 years old, in New Jersey, crazy ass East Coast, nasty. Arrested for posing as a high school student for nearly a week. Now, some people will say that there's plenty of athletes in America who have done this plenty of times. There's plenty of Africans that come to the United States and hide out and do this shit all the goddamn time. Nigga, what? No, I gotta get into this because now I'm under the impression she was just trying to go to college. Dang, she said Asians don't raisin. New Jersey police arrested a 29-year-old woman after she posed as a high school student and attended classes for 4 days. Right, the kids knew she 30. Like, bro, we could tell, nigga. They could tell your skin does not look like mine. Well, I can fucking tell, bro. You're not fucking 16. Uh, official. This world is really full of crazy people. Officials charged the woman identified as Heyongshin, we'll say, with providing a false government document. According to the New Brunswick Today, Shin enrolled in New Brunswick High School using a fake birth certificate during the week of January 16th. However, it's unclear if she arrived at the school alone. But the 29-year-old reportedly raised suspicions after claiming to be a 15-year-old, but the district couldn't confirm the identity of her parent or guardian. As authorities questioned Shin on her 4th day, she allegedly asked to sign herself out of school, but authorities denied her request because they were under the impression that she was a minor. That's when she revealed that she was 29. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. She attended a few classes and made text attempts to hang out with a few students. Oh my God. Bro, China finna invade the United States. They finna have people coming over here acting like they little kids. Bro, what? That just blew my mind. What the hell? That's what I'm saying. Like, what is she even at the school for? What? Like, can y'all do you what? Like, what? 29 years old. I would have. That's what I was finna say. Okay, why she just fucked my head up briefly for a moment. I'm gonna drop this camera off real fast. I'm gonna drop myself off of the camera real quick because I'm finna go ahead and hit this bone. Um, no cap. Like, that's just crazy. Like, come on. Like, I just can't. I can't really fathom and understand. Like, and really wrap my head around the idea that like What is this? What's going on with this? Why is this only showing that screen? What the fuck? Who the fuck? Video capture. Window capture. Oh, come on, man. I'm just sitting up here talking about shit and it's just showing this thing this whole time. Jeez. Dang, okay. See, that's what I'm saying. I gotta have a damn checklist. I've been sitting here talking about this whole shit this whole time, and it just been that background sitting up there. When realistically, like, I've been showing so many different things. Dang, that stinks. Sucks to suck, Stinky. Gotta be more attentive. Sorry about that, guys. Um, my eyes been going off. I mean, I guess you just been looking at me talking the top corner. But literally, I've been pulling up all these links and all these fucking, what's it called, and stuff. That's funny as shit. Boy, oh boy. Mm. That sucks. But like I said, I just gotta be more attentive. I'm trying to try, man. It takes a lot to be on point with this shit, clearly. Dang, I was getting after it. I done did a whole thing about Haiti and shit. What, boy? And all that shit was just straight audio clips and just my head moving back and forth. And then I deleted the tabs and these is private, what's it called it? So all that mysterious work is just gonna solely be about the audio, not about the actual video on it. Sorry, guys. Well, yeah, sorry, because again, the whole tab that was up the whole entire time literally was just a tab about just the YouTube stream and just showing me talking on the thing. This lady was 29 years old at a school, at the high school though. We do indeed know that. The lady posing as a ninth grader. She said, "Yeah, I'm smooth out of eighth grade. 39, 29 years old in the face though." Dang. Okay. Let me get out my head. Let me get out my feelings because I'm really like not happy with myself for that whole first hour, basically just being straight, just me on camera, and then it wasn't even pulled up full screen. If I had known that it was gonna be like that, I would have had me pulled up full screen, man. My bad. And for those of y'all that are watching, you hear me that I spam y'all with these links and stuff like that. Um, Please, when y'all get a chance, if y'all see some bullshit like that, and for example, if I'm talking about some shit and y'all can't see it from now on, one, if it's nothing up, please tell me. Shout out to Coach Soto. Like you told me, you said like it ain't nothing on the screen at all type shit at one point, and I made that adjustment. But as well, if I'm talking about some shit and it sounds like I'm showing y'all, if I'm talking about describing the video and it's not there, please remind me or please warn me because my dumb ass really was just sitting here talking. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Again, like I was just sitting here talking this whole time, and realistically though, I could have just had me in the small. Like I really could have just had it like this. Then, if it was finna be like that, and I was finna blow it like that, I really could have just had it like this though. Right? That's fine. That's actually perfectly fine. I could talk about all of this stuff and like running and stuff like this. Even this is cool. Like I'm gonna start using this. I don't know how the fuck. Or ooh, I do. I can get on Twitch and put my Twitch on YouTube now. I can go from. I could stream. Oh my gosh, sorry y'all. I can stream my Twitch and then like sit here like this and put it straight to YouTube. Okay, so we going live on Twitch and on YouTube from now on. Okay, cool. Way to find some energy, brother. Energy and inspiration. Just trying to figure this shit out. Shit. Why is he looking at her like that in that picture, man? Yeah, this is probably my little rightful little break, right? Cool little break. We've been on for an hour and 30 minutes now. An hour and 20 minutes. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to talk a whole bunch of football. I do have some stuff to talk about football and sports and stuff like that, but I'm trying to figure out if I'm finna like go hard about that shit today, or if I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. It's fresh, so it will be smart to do, and I can get the clips, but we can finish see in a minute. Shout out to weed. For those of y'all that frequent locations that have bud tenders, stop being a dickhead. Okay? Look, stop being a dickhead. Okay? Y'all come in there and y'all come talk to these people. Y'all come talk to us. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. And if y'all do know what the fuck y'all talking about, act like it. Don't act like an asshole. Let's have a conversation, player. Sometimes people be coming in. I had somebody come walk up on me yesterday talking some nonsense. And the craziest part is people don't remember and pay attention to their mannerisms and how it is they interact with people. Be very attentive on how you interact with people, even if you just in your own vibe. Like sometimes you got to remind yourself, like, be present in the moment. All I'm saying, because you will get sold some very whack ass weed that you picked. Moral of the story. And I'm just trying to tell y'all plugs don't all be having the gas. Y'all can stop that too. Like everybody talking about, oh, my plug this, my plug that, I can get this on the street. Y'all actually be lying. Y'all be lying. I be smelling the weed y'all be smoking, and I be smoking with some of y'all. I do not be faded. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Even the people, I got the gas. They don't be having the gas. I do not be faded. Guess it's time to try crack. I wonder if I sign in on Instagram on my browser, like, if I could play my story like commercials. And this is indeed like a good little commercial break, basically. I ain't gonna cap to you. Right now, we finna come back. We finna talk about 7,600 fraudulent degrees. And that's the thing too. As far as the games yesterday, I don't really know how much I feel as far as like feeling strongly about everything. You know. That checklist is gonna turn me up. Now this is gonna be crazy because even with the ups and downs and the things that make me self-conscious, even about this and this journey and this process through doing this, like one thing I do know though is that again, like I just popped on here and I just did this for the first time, like just out of nowhere, like just last week on Tuesday, and I ended up sitting here for 2 hours, just enjoyed sitting down here for 2 hours just talking. Like then I did it the next day, and I was like, oh, okay, because this is what I want to do. Then I tried to get on like a day during when I came home from work, and it wasn't really working out. And I said, no, okay, so then I probably just can't get on here and do this, but I might do some other streaming and other shit. And this last few days, I've been sending myself different shit to talk about and different stuff to talk about. And look at all these tabs I just opened up, and I woke up like so early to do all of this, right? And over time, I've amassed just the understanding and figured out what it is I need to do to even be able to do this and try to do this, right? And you know, I really got a lot of aspirations to be able to take this to whatever level that I could do. And one thing about it that I know and I understand is that it's very real slick how little Mr. Webb managed to put all this shit together. It may be goofy and goofy feeling to me because I'm self-conscious about it because I love it so much, but I know that I'm also doing the right thing. It's like my old self, the complacent self that ain't gonna put all this shit together and do something. Ain't gonna make the motherfucking play. Ain't gonna figure out how to make the play. That Zachary, like that old self complex I always talk about, like your old self, it make you feel anxious and it fights you when you in moments that you know you should be in, you should be doing some shit that you know you should be doing, just because it starts to get you in the right direction, right? As far as formality and uniformity and all of those things is gonna come. Like I said, I clearly got to make a checklist for myself. A checklist for me with this gonna go crazy because I'm already able to do this just off my desire and my creativity and wanting to share and communicate with y'all. My appreciation for the things and shit that I get to share and talk about with people, the things that when I see them, I think about wanting to say, oh man, I would love to tell somebody about this. I would love to tell somebody about this. But again, like you don't get enough time to talk to everybody at all times a day. So here's my opportunity, I guess, so to speak, to kind of talk to all my peoples and fuck with all my peoples too and do something that I love. Like I've always loved the news. I've always loved like communication and talking about what the fuck is going on in the now because it's so important. And I feel like people miss it a lot of times because they want to talk about what's finna happen. But like, let's talk about what's going on right now, like the type of shit that's going on, and again, how it overall is going on in the bigger sense, in a lot of ways, like in a lot of places. So again, are we back on? We back on, cause Zach on. I could do this all day. It's 25 Florida school officials are charged in a scheme that sold 7,600 fraudulent nursing degrees. Shout out to the Shade Room, known as the Get Paid Room. Federal authorities in Florida have brought charges against 25 people who participated in a wire fraud scheme that facilitated a shortcut for aspiring nurses to become licensed. According to this, them nurses to be on Instagram and the TikToks being mean in the doctor's office. That's all of them. That shit is crazy. If y'all seen that TikTok recently, I'm finna show y'all. Hold on. Damn. Give me that. This is the actor though. Go on Macabre Brooks Instagram if y'all want to see how Haiti like done been fucked up and they done did Haiti wrong. I tried to show y'all this nigga. He didn't used to be buff. He used to look like this. Now this nigga looks like that in a suit. That's fucking nigga what? Like what do niggas be eating? I'm gonna get big one day. Like what? Law and Order weightlift unit. What nigga? My boy Macabre Brooks is swole. My what? What? Why is this nigga this big? Like what? Hey, I ain't police. He gotta be security. My boy trying to come for the rock. Kyle Brooks, you better fucking relax. Oh, they didn't show this. This not on y'all window. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh, it is on. It is on. Come on, bro. What? Nigga, that's crazy. I'm having such a hard time with this shit. I need that window though. I closed that bitch. Damn. I gotta open another window. Sorry, y'all. I got excited. Now I gotta wait for this shit to catch up. What window is this? Wait, so it is a window still with my boy Macabre Brooks out here? It's not. It's gone. Y'all playing with me. This shit got me tweaking. Geeking. Oh, because it's still just showing just a window. Okay. Man, I'm sorry, y'all. This shit is difficult. Wire fraud. Shortcuts for the nurses, the TikTok. That's what I'm supposed to be showing y'all, to talk about these mean ass nurses, bro. Come on, they all got fired. You feel me? If y'all didn't never see this, dang, it's all kinds of black women in here and shit like that. It's y'all bad. But yeah, they was like sitting on TikTok. They was talking about, oh, my exes when they do this and all this other shit, blah 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 blah. Yeah, they got icked right up out of a job though. Granted, these people probably totally different, but this is when I read this, that's exactly who I think of. Like I'm like, that gotta be who them is, them type of people right there, because them names, but nurses supposed to be nice. Um, my bad, y'all. Should I read this or should I go to the thing? Pull up the Axios. Let's see what they got. Let's see what they got on Axios. I'm gonna start talking in third person, like they we gonna make up a name for my what is it called? Production department. You feel me? That's who pull up all these links and pull them on screen when they ready. We gonna make up a fake name for my production department, even though it's me. Damn. Okay, so it says more. 7,600 diplomas. These fake diplomas and transcripts allow people who purchase them to sit for the National Nursing Board exam and attain licenses and jobs in various states. So, did they study? Did they pass? They passed. They studied and passed, right? That's interesting. Okay, so this is so interesting. First thing it make me wonder, like, well, if they passed the test, but again, is they like going and doing shit that they never did on people? There's people from other countries, for example, they would maybe doctors and nurses in other countries. They not trying to have to do the schooling in America to do that. Is that how that works? Schools allegedly involve Siena College, Palm Beach University, Palm Beach School of Nursing, Sacred Heart. Oh, all three of them is closed. Dang. Each defendant faces up to 20 years in prison. What they're saying. Not only is that a public safety concern, it also tarnishes the reputation of nurses who actually completed the demanding clinical and coursework required to obtain their professional licenses and employment. A fraud scheme like this erodes public trust in our healthcare system. That's funny as hell, bro. This shit just actually made me laugh because it made me think of a joke to write in my notes, which is that it's funny as hell that they gave out all these fake ass degrees. And you feel me? It's like, okay, well, they didn't do the training that they needed to. They for sure got the training they needed to when COVID came around. That them degrees ain't. I don't even think they should do this as a matter of fact because realistically, like these nurses just went. They for sure was working all through COVID. Unless they gave away 76,000, excuse me, 7,600 diplomas since 2020, or like since 2021. Okay, down the rabbit hole we go. They was on TikTok cutting motherfucking promos during that shit, boy. I'll never forget that. It's the DOJ website. These recruiter defendants then arranged with conspiring to commit and committing wire fraud. The indictments alleged that these defendants solicited and recruited individuals who sought nursing credentials to gain employment. So RNs. The indictment charges these recruiters then arranged for owners to create and distribute false and fraudulent transcripts. Y'all think that it says over how much time? Boy, Boy, I'm finna start being on the DOJ website. Hold on, let me bookmark this motherfucker right here. Um, Dang, so when they do this, they taking the degrees away. So it's like you just not a nurse no more. Many who purchased degrees were from South Florida's Haitian American community and had legitimate LPN licenses as part of their bid to become registered nurses. The Miami Herald reports others were recruited. Maybe later. They will keep fucking with me. I'm finna talk about what I wanted to talk about earlier, which I'm gonna save for tomorrow, which is the fact that there's no reason that anytime you go to read fucking news, it's a fucking paywall on some of these sites. What? I should be able to read the fucking news. This is why people is dumb. You gotta go. You go on. Watch. Is we doing it again? Okay. Okay. I'm not going. No telling. Man, ain't no telling. This shit. Here we go, right here. I'm just gonna cut a quick promo. This is some bullshit. You should be able to read the news and not have to put all your information and all this bullshit. Fuck that. Fuck y'all. I don't want to do no free account. Fuck you. It's done. Why? 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 Illegally charge these students between $10,000 and $17,000 for a registered nurse diploma without requiring proper training. They got their training during COVID though, unless they just went. Dang, if you paying 17,000, you trying to be a real nurse, right? Or is that said, boy, what the hell? 17 racks. What? $17,000. What can I do with $17,000? My bad if y'all in the chat. I've been so focused on just running through this thing that I ain't even paying no attention. It's probably folks that show love. Said good morning. Hope y'all doing well out there. Like I be saying, my bad, y'all. On the chat dead in the bitch. We gonna have to talk about this, y'all. Oh, see, nah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Come on, man. What's going on, y'all? I'm telling you, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you, everybody that came in the chat. Shout out to Third. Shout out to Lariah. Shout out to Desiree. You feel me? Shout out to the people that's watching right now. You feel me? I've been all over the place, but this one is interesting too. So, bam. Right now, we talking about these fucking nurses. Trial and error for real. Man, I appreciate y'all. We gonna keep doing this shit. Um, $17,000. That's what I'm trying to see right now. What can you do? What could I do with $17,000? Shopping. That ain't it. Like, I'm trying to see, like, 21 things you can buy instead of gold. This the 17. In 2015, it was a $17,000 Apple Watch that was gold. That nigga's mad. Okay. Is this all the stuff that you could buy with that amount of money? Is this like all? So is this like, wait. That's what I'm saying. Like, so is this, that's crazy. This is a lot of shit. Wait, this is fun. That's why I love this shit. I'm sorry. Bro, millions. They was getting broke off. What? They was getting paid so crazy, bro. And look, this shit saying with $17,000, this is all the different shit that you prospectively could do. Like I said, 2 Super Bowl tickets, which again, so let's check the Super Bowl ticket. Vivid seats, seat geek. We're going to go to one. Find tickets. Give me that. Okay, that's 8,000. Well, no. That's way more than 8,000. That's like, let me see. Give me the calculator. Do the math for me, baby. Ain't nobody doing all this mental math. Kiss my ass. I do mental math every day. That shit wrong. Niggas need a mental math stipend. Alrighty, let's see. We're gonna buy 2 tickets. We're gonna be out 2 tickets. Them 2 tickets is gonna be 49. Come on, right? Where do we want to sit? That's the thing. Come on, just like my boy Drew said, just under 130 mil if you sold all the tickets for 17 racks. Come on, man, that's ridiculous. They getting broke off. And then the nurses is fake. That's the crazy part. Or is they fake? That's wild. As a motherfucker, man. Okay. So yeah, where we want to sit? Oh, that's like 2. That's, well, again, that's 12. What? 16. Okay. I get what they saying. I get what they saying. That's 2 tickets, $8,000. That make hella motherfuckers sense. My boy Drew, that nigga's what? Y'all heard that nigga do that math, man? Come on, that's 16, 60, 16. Ooh, that's a lot. These niggas is getting bread. Like what? Dude, I got the game fucked up. Okay. So I get how this thing works now. Damn. You could pay rent, excuse me. That's now this one is not this I ain't fucking with this. 6 months rent for a 1-bedroom apartment in New York City, and I feel like that apartment is probably not gonna be that fly. So I don't know about all that. 3 Chanel surfboards. I ain't never heard of that, bro. Super Bowl tickets is $5,000. That's fucking terrible seat, but it's a great seat because you in the building. 25 Canada Gooses. 47 years of subscription to Vogue. A Birkin. What? A Birkin? No, that's crazy though. Why the fuck is a Birkin that expensive? What is it made out of? And that's used. What are we doing? What are we doing? That's actually crazy. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about, actually? I want to see all this. Who could have imagined that one of the most coveted objects of recent decades would be born in the sky? In 1984, on a flight from Paris to London, British actress Jane Birkin, sitting next to Jean Louis Dumas, executive chairman of Hermes, was complaining that she couldn't find a bag suitable for her young mother, or for her needs as a young mother. A born creator with a keen eye, he immediately sketched a supple and spacious rectangular hold doll, with a burnished flap and saddle stitching. Where my boy Drew at? This is his shit right here, with a dedicated space for her baby's bottles. That's crazy. Birkin is available in a rare heritage leather with unique character. Entirely vegetable tanned natural cowhide, has an exceptionally transparent finish. It gains and becomes even more beautiful over time. Smooth or grained, the leather in a natural shade emphasizes the Birkin's clean lines and will appeal to connoisseurs. Now they fucking me up with this in the presentation, right? The Birkin tells an epic story with flair, a design by the creative duo Octave Marsal and Theo de Goutal. I said that nigga name wrong. Come on, they got them. They got some names on them, boy. Embroidered in Louisville stitch, plunges the emblematic. Oh my god, they going crazy. I don't know. I tried to figure it out, but you feel me? They was getting broke off, man. Stealing these people money, man. This is crazy. As we found out today, you could buy two Super Bowl tickets, uh, a single Birkin, which is crazy. Not that all Birkins cost this much, but you could buy two Super Bowl tickets or a single Birkin for $17,000. It's kind of crazy, and this is all like off of the sum of these nurses that was out here finessing the system, charging $17,000 for fake nursing diplomas in Florida. Uh, Last week, I talked about Hurricane Chris, coined it as No Baby. You feel me? But apparently, they say DNA evidence might be able to get my boy out of jail. He looked like a regular dude off the street. I said he looked like a stud last week. It was kind of disrespectful. I didn't mean it like that, but right here he looked like he fighting for his life, and I respect that. I'm sorry, Hurricane Chris. I hope you get out. You feel me? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Oh my God, was y'all here earlier when we was talking about the 29-year-old lady who goddamn fake? Like she was in the ninth grade. I don't even understand how she did that. Like realistically, like you 29 years old, how you gonna try and tell some high school, some 15-year-old kids you 15? Your skin is not. They ain't even got the same skin. Ridiculous. Um, okay, so this was interesting because this shit kind of like just sent my mind to so many different places. So I know everybody heard about that scandal with the police lady in Tennessee who, you know, was getting after it. We not gonna get disrespectful. She was getting it put in her a lot by a lot of guys. Um, and I guess she got fired or whatever, which I guess she should have got fired because it blew up and it made the police department look bad. But a Tennessee strip club offered her 10,000 to come to the strip club and strip. And to me, I don't know if that's weird. I don't know if that's cool. I don't know if they disrespectful. But what's crazy is, and this is why I kind of put things like this in here, and I remember thinking this when I saw this, realistically is, with everything that's going on in the Memphis Police Department, with that killing, and then this situation, this is in less than a month that the police in Tennessee, like, got two big ass scandals low key that's blowing up all over the world and on social media. And again, neither one of these is the kind of light the police need to be seen in. Granted, like sexual shit is all people's personal business perspectively and all of that kind of thing. But when you think about it realistically and logically, like that's not it. And I think something need to be done. Like this shit is crazy, bro. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could have got that impression when you looked at her, but I wouldn't. I'm just mind my business. It's none of my business. That's none of my business. So another topic, which I hope it'll, energize people to just when you got some downtime, like fuck it, I'm gonna just go see what Zach talking about. The same way you may watch another podcast, same way you may watch other things. When you got a moment, I hope this will bring y'all to go back and check these out, and then check the news and see how things is kind of playing out around them and see what the fuck going on at times, respectively. But what's interesting about this one is this is about Bethune-Cookman, and I talked about Bethune-Cookman last week and how they fired Ed Reed, or not fired Ed Reed, but chose not to hire Ed Reed to be their football coach. And he kind of spotlighted some of the inequities and some of the issues going on at that school. And me being such a huge football fan and a sports fan in general, Deion Sanders coaching at Jackson State has been a big deal for the last 2 years to me because I followed it so closely and knew what it meant. Going back to understanding it again, like when y'all watch current college football right now, prospectively, right? I need y'all to understand that this is not how it was, even dating back, like back to when, we gonna say Michael Jackson was a little kid, right? Even in that time, for example, like it was still a lot of black players that was coming out of historically black colleges and universities, and realistically, like, over time that's changed. As everything goes, they don't want to see him. Again, going back to Third's comment earlier, why you want to be, why you want to get in somewhere that they don't want you, realistically, like, this was another sign of that. The HBCUs have kind of, like, fallen, like, as black players and black athletes and students haven't really frequented them universities as much. Well, not so much black students, but the black athletes haven't frequented them as much. And one of the things that came out about Bethune-Cookman is just the conditions for not just the student athletes, but now it's coming out for the actual students. The students were talking about how they got to share helmets and their equipment had mold and different things in it and stuff like that. And if y'all understand what that means, one, that's dangerous as hell. And then it's just so tragic, like realistically, for the kids to have to do that and have to deal with that. And they just trying to play football prospectively. And then the other students having to deal with some of the similar and same conditions and situations. So the students were complaining about mildew, and the school president apparently told the kids that they said it's not necessarily mildew, it's mold. Not mold, it's mildew, excuse me. I got a little tongue-tied and distracted trying to read that, scrolling. So the students say it's mold in here, which the football players have said it's mold on their shit because water be getting in it because it's holes and everything and all that stuff. They say, no, it's not mold, it's mildew. Now, granted, this may be because of the conditions just being that bad and the school not being able to pay for it, but I tend to believe, like, bro, you're going to have to show me that there ain't no money before you tell me there ain't no money. That's the rules, player. Can't tell me they ain't no money. You gotta show me it. I'm not trying to hear that. I know you got on nice clothes and you ate this morning, so it gotta be some money somewhere. Bethune-Cookman University is on the hot seat with their students over allegations of savage living conditions in the dorms. Among other issues, according to Fox 35 Orlando, several students have complained about rats, lack of hot water and air conditioning, and mold. In an interview, uh, Roland Martin, the university's interim president, Dr. Lawrence, Drake, responded to the multiple recent complaints and which sparked protests on Monday. Okay, so this was last week. So last week when I was talking about Bethune-Cookman, this was going on. They had a protest. Damn, they done set the kids off. The kids said, "Fuck class, nigga. We want peace or we want justice." Damn, I'm gonna have to take her to trial. Dang, I just seen some crazy shit. I'm gonna have to take this lady to. She's gonna have to come on the show and come to trial. Anyway, RP. This is what the interim president said. He said, "What I can say to them is that is what I've been saying to them as I walk the campus every day when I'm on campus. What I say to them is that we're working on the issues. I just invested $250,000 in one of our buildings for remediation of mildew." Okay. He added that hurricanes and the constant 90 to 80-degree weather contribute to issues while comparing conditions in cities like Chicago and those on the East Coast. The show aired images of bed sheets, a cap, and other dorms, in areas that had mold as he spoke. Oh no. He said the photo shows raised green spores. I hate this little reading voice that I be doing. I'm like reading it. Oh, okay, they deleted the tweet. That's fine. I be like reading and thinking at the same time. It sounds crazy. Oh my lord. Okay now. Okay now. Now what I will say, regular everyday dude, this look like some shit you could clean up though. I know you get there and it's like that. It's like all right now, but this look like some shit you could clean up. This one, I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna cap to you. This looks fucked up though. I wish I could pull the picture up. Yeah. I'd like to be able to see that one a little bit more, but that's interesting. That's mildew. That's not necessarily mold, by the way. Some of that you're showing on the screen is a function of things sitting in water for a period of time, so they're not showing you everything. Yes, there are some of those kinds of things, but you might also see that those portions of the buildings aren't even being used. So again, we are working very diligently to clean those things up. Okay. Oh, okay. Some of the students protested for Ed Reed. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mindful Mondays. You feel me? What's popping, guys? We done had another motherfucking moment. So last week I talked about, Ed Reed not being signed on as the head coach of Bethune-Cookman, which brought me back to this again. And what's very interesting about it is they protested for my boy. While the focal point of Monday's protest was the living conditions, students also demanded the reinstatement of Ed Reed. Some cited Reed as an inspiration behind demanding more from their private university. I think it's a private university too. That's crazy. In December, the university tapped the former NFL player from head coach, or NFL player for the head coaching position. But over the weekend, Reed revealed the university decided not to ratify his contract. He emotionally explained how much he cared about the students and the program and their needs for change during a press conference. "I'm not withdrawing my name. They fired me." Oh, now that one look a little different. That look a little crazy. Come on. We at 159, and we ain't talk. We at 2 hours. Thank you for watching. For everybody that has watched and is chosen to watch at any fucking time of this time, I'm so thankful and I'm very appreciative. I'm gonna try and continue to be as consistent as I can with this and work on doing it the right way. Uh, that's crazy. Okay. So with it having gotten to that point, I'm gonna just stop with the news. I actually sat down and just talked about the news for 2 hours, whereas usually I talk. The last time I talked about football and the news, or sports and the news. Um, so, as many of you may know, duh, y'all know I done made sure y'all know at the very least by my posts on the internet that the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be facing off in the Super Bowl. Um, that's really dope. And one of the dope things about this Super Bowl, and one of the dope things coming out of this Super Bowl that we're going to be looking at coming up, besides these two brothers playing in the Super Bowl, and again, just 5 days ago, the post was that they could become the first set of brothers to play against each other in the Super Bowl. Is this, which is very interesting, and again, I done talked about a lot of topics, and especially a lot of things socially relevant to minority culture too. But it's this right here, which is pretty interesting, and I thought was kind of cool, but at the same time, it's definitely something that kind of spotlights just how crazy. And then reading this 49er fan comment, he talking about some bullshit. The 49ers got blew out by 50,000. Shut up. Um, this will also be the first Super Bowl that feature two brothers and two black starting quarterbacks. So Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes will be facing against each other, playing against each other. And the unique thing about that kind of two black quarterbacks, two brothers is the two quarterbacks will also be working literally dang near hand in hand with at least 100% of the possessions with Jalen Hurts that he's in the game, and at least I'll think 40% of the possessions uh, hand to hand, Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce, which I think will be really, really dope. Um, I don't have too many thoughts or perspectives on this game. I think the Eagles should be favored. I think the Eagles are probably going to be the team to win this game right now. I think they just have all of the pieces and ability to also do to the Chiefs what the Buccaneers did to the Chiefs um, when they played in the NFC champ, or excuse me, in the Super Bowl just 2 years ago. Um, so it'll be interesting to see how that game ends up playing out and how that matchup ends up playing out. But I definitely think that game should be folks should be looking at the Eagles to take that one. Um, I ain't gonna lie, I've been dancing on the 49ers grave. I've been happy as hell that they lost. Shout out to ESPN W for this, and shout out to Patrick Mahomes for this little moment. Um, Julie Freimer, assistant athletic trainer for the Chiefs, designated the rehab program that got Patrick Mahomes back on the field for the game. So basically, like, again, shout out to the women. She did such a great job, helping and facilitating and helping with Patrick Mahomes' rehab for his injury after his really bad ankle sprain. This no, not this past Sunday, but Sunday before last, and he was able to play and be able to come on, get out there and really participate and do well enough to have a real good ass game. Realistically, like we ain't gonna cap, I ain't gonna cap to you. Joe Burrow was up against it because they came into that game with an injured offensive line. Um, but you go out there with who you go out there with, and y'all got a ball. Let me see. They got the injury report for this game. But this right here, this nigga's sick. 29 of 43, 326, 2 touchdowns. Joe Burrow was right up there too, though. 26 of 41, 270, one touchdown, 2 picks. And he ran for 30 yards. Let's check out the Chiefs injury report real quick. I know Jonah Williams a lineman. Oh, that's Alex Cappa. He out. I think Jonah Williams a lineman too. Yeah, see, come on. So they went into that last game. 2 linemen out. Yeah, come on. So they just played the last 2 games with 2 of their best linemen out again. So why is everybody kind of? And this is what I was saying. Okay, so this is my other thing. Real quick, I'm gonna just go ahead and run through these little things, these little topics that got to do with this AFC Championship game. I'm not really gonna play. I'm not gonna really play with it and skirt around it.
Disrespect Arrowhead. I don't care how many times you done beat us. Don't ever disrespect Arrowhead Stadium. And ZEHA! I gotta ask you. Let me tell y'all something, man.
So the way I see it,
ever. And I'm gonna look in the camera when I say this.
all right. So this is how I feel. This is what I think. Realistically, I respect it. I'm very happy for the Chiefs because they won. They handled their business and they balled. You only beat who's out there and who's in front of you. But I'm just going to have to say it. Like, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, they won by 3 points. And it was it took some dumbass shit for them to win by 3 points. Granted, they're probably going to tee it up and kick that field goal and make that field goal from anywhere, irregardless. But I feel like all these promos and all this stuff that they cutting and all this stuff is really like extras, especially because they were shook. So you had this go on too. So the Chiefs win the game late in the game on a controversial 15-yard penalty that advanced them further in the field goal range. I can't remember exactly how far out of field goal range they were. I will check the 22 and be able to be a better tell at least. We'll talk about it maybe tomorrow. But Jermaine Pratt, number 57 here, was walking, I guess, right behind the player who ended up committing the penalty that put Kansas City in position to win the game. And he was caught on video getting after his teammate, yelling at his teammate, saying, like, why did you touch the quarterback? And it made me think, as y'all know, I kind of bring stuff around to a lot of varieties of topics that I prospectively think over and stuff that I like to theorize and talk about, is the idea that, again, like, is lack of group accountability the reason why the code is lost. A lot of people, I feel like, was having issues with how this went down and different stuff like that. But I think this is extremely important. When you fuck it up for everybody, even if it is because you just made a simple mistake, like, I think you should be called out by your peers and the other members of the group, even if it's in a moment of passion. Granted, they shouldn't go in there and they should fight. Maybe later on he should come to him and be like, hey, man, you know, I'm still rocking with you and I'm rolling with you, but you know, I had to ask you that because, again, we know better than that. We better than that. We deserve to lose better than that if we going to lose type of shit, right? Because they did deserve to lose better than that than going out with it, going with it like that. Like, and if it's going to be because of mental mistake and a mental lapse, we better than that. We've been better than that up to this point, and we can't let something like that defeat us and take us out of here because, again, you don't get this many opportunities to do this, to be where they at. So I think that's very interesting. But so he said This is my last year. And I'm assuming that he means his last year with the Bengals, right? Because he's 26 years old. He's bald. I didn't know that. He don't look bald. What college did he go to? NC State. He's played 4 years with the Bengals. He's had about 300 tackles. Oh God. Okay. And he's saying, I'm not, this is my last year with the Bengals. Prospectively, he mad. That's tough. That's tough titty, man. That's tough titty. It's tough to be that guy. You never want to be that guy, man. They sent the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. Chiefs playing against the Eagles. I got the Eagles. I think the Eagles got a quarterback who can ball and hang with the other guy. Just more importantly and more than anything, I just believe and I feel to myself like when it comes down to it, I think Jalen Hurts is able and capable of competing and keeping up with these guys just simply because he does what he does. And one of the things that I thought that was really dope that came out of this is I like that somebody posted this or Snoop posted this, but somebody else posted this on Twitter. It was an Eagles fan apparently, maybe. But it says, why doesn't the media push the narrative that Jalen Hurts is a coach's kid? If his dad has spent a decade in jail, the media would eat it up. But when a father is a real leader and a mentor, we get crickets. Let's give some love to Averon Hurts Sr. And I think that's really dope, and I think that's really realistically, because again, Jalen Hurts is everybody got their own shit and all of their own things going on. But again, he seemed to be a great example of the type of player that you want at least your kid to want to play like and want to grow up to carry themselves like. You know, he got a real humble, mature nature and real manner about him, and it seems like he's very appreciative of the opportunities that he benefits from and the opportunities to take advantage of the opportunities. And that's really, really dope. And I think that's very, very true. I remember T. Higgins coming out of the draft. The whole thing was about his mom and the issues she went through with drugs and all kinds of other stuff. But not a lot of the other beautiful things that he and his family had going on. And it always spotlights that. It's always about a lot of negativity and a lot of real unfortunate stuff with a lot of these players. So I thought that was dope. Jalen Hurts had a really, really good game as well on Sunday. Let's get into it. Just a little bit. Eli. He had, what was that? 40 yards rushing, 1 touchdown, 15 completions, 121 yards passing, 1 sack. And I think that's one of the most important things, to avoid the sacks and some of the situations that he was in, to avoid the turnovers and maximize the opportunities that they had. Was really, really good for them, and they really, really benefited. And again, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, the Eagles fans can say all that they want, but this game still was a close game, still was a tight game, still was a game that they could have won. When you look at these statistics, the running backs, 11 carries for Jalen Hurts, 39 yards, 1 touchdown. 14 carries, Kenneth Gainwell, 48 yards, who's been a really, really good back in the playoffs for them this year. 48 yards, 0 touchdowns. Longest carry, 17 yards. Miles Sanders, 11 carries, 42 yards, 2 touchdowns. Boston Scott, 6 carries, 21 yards, 1 touchdown. Longest run, 10. And I think that was a touchdown. No passing touchdowns, which means they drove the ball every opportunity that they got. Long drives, long playoff drives down there to score. Even with your offense not giving up, not getting any points, your defense is still out there to play that same, to participate in the same opportunities and things like that they'll be in. Philadelphia didn't change their game up. They didn't go balls to the wall and start slinging it all over the yard once the quarterback got hurt. They didn't change nothing. They continue to be the same Philadelphia Eagles that they had been the majority of the season. They continue to have respect for the 49ers defense. So, again, that's what I'm saying. I think that's all. The 49ers loss yesterday was on play calling and on Kyle Shanahan, who manages to find every way to lose the game. Kyle Shanahan finds every way in big games to lose games. And it's unfortunate because the 49ers do have an extremely talented roster and extreme um, success in the regular season. But again, right now, one of the things that I just believe and I tend to understand with the 49ers is they can do all of those things that they do, but during the regular season, they're going to find a way to blow it. I mean, excuse me, the postseason, they're going to find a way to blow it right now. And again, I think they harp too much on the past. It's not the past, it's the now. Let's win something. Why is it every time we back to the old days and we ain't did nothing in today? That's the 49ers problem. Like, I believe, we don't know the severity of how bad Brock Purdy was hurt indeed. But I just believe that once you see him on the sideline throwing and different stuff like that, if it's not tore, if it's not broke or whatever like that, he needs to just be out there because he's the better quarterback. He gives all the guys confidence. He runs offense better. Josh Johnson, I respect it, and I have a lot of understanding for his career, and it takes a lot to do what he does and be who he is. But again, he's a career make-the-team quarterback. Journeyman quarterback. There's nothing wrong with that because it's hard as fuck to make the team in the NFL. But again, in that moment, in situation, bro, when the rookie 7th-round pick is already higher than him on the depth chart, you already know what the deal is. So if he can throw, he need to be in the game. And I believe that by Kyle Shanahan just letting the people tell him that or whatever it was, the respect for the game, or not trying to do whatever, he blew it again. Because that was a winnable game for the 49ers, and they should have competed more in that game. And again, like I said, one of the things that's very interesting about the San Francisco 49ers too is that within their scheme and how they play when they're front running and beating teams, because again we saw that statistic, and if I can find the clip, I'll post it. But they were the number 2 team in terms of playing with the lead. Basically, them and the Eagles played with the lead the most over the course of the season, like 1 and 2. And the moment that they weren't playing with the lead, they imploded. And then the moment that those DBs, their corners, had to cover, they began to struggle mightily. And then you saw the holding penalties, which is something that they do a lot. Me as a Rams fan, I know this. We may stink this year, but they've not been able to guard us because they couldn't guard us last year in the NFC Championship game because they couldn't guard the receivers. The corners couldn't guard. And again, it came to roost his ugly head again today. Heisman Trophy winner, top 5 or top 10 receiver, in the league. A.J. Brown type, balling. Exploit, create the opportunities to get you in a situation in the middle of the leg, the crucial situation in the game to get a few points on you, get a few good drives on you, put you away. That's on them. That game was close. Look at the stats. The stats say that the 49ers probably should have won this game. Except for those receivers on lockdown. So we'll see. We got 2 weeks to talk about the Super Bowl, so I'm not going to talk too much about the Super Bowl right now at this present moment in time. Because again, like I said, it's not a whole lot to talk about. I did want to talk about some NBA stuff real quick, just a little bit. I want some pizza. Carolina Reaper hot wing pizza torture bit. This was crazy. I love this because I truly don't have no love for the 49ers. I respect them and I respect the game. It's a talented ass team. They have some talented ball players. They be playing wild and stuff and reckless. Dre Greenlaw, as much as I like him, he always sticks out to me when he plays the Rams because he's always doing some wild, rambunctious shit, like all the time. And again, he came up to hurt the 49ers yesterday 2 times with a face mask. Then after a face mask, a punch. Like, again, they better. The 49ers are so much better than that, and they choose not to be, and it's very tough to watch sometimes. Like, this right here, I hope he hated it. Wearing that fucking 49ers sweater and shit.
My eyes are tearing. Like, just for the smell. Yeah. It smelled like fire.
They brought that man the pizza, and the pizza was on fire, bro. That pizza was on fire, bro. Shout out to my boy Josh, man. You feel me? His Eagles goddamn made it to the damn motherfucking Super Bowl, baby. I hope y'all go ahead and get that ring, man. I hope y'all get that ring, dog. I'm rooting for y'all. So lastly, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this right here. We're gonna do a little NBA, and then I'm gonna have to get out of here because I've been on here for 2 hours and 20 minutes. So hopefully we get to like 2:25, and I'm gonna be out of here. Um, the Lakers ended up losing to the Boston Celtics. I want to say the Lakers ended up losing to the Celtics on the 28th, which was what, Friday or Saturday? Yeah, Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. That man LeBron had 41 points at 38 or 40 years old, however he had. My boy had 41 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, vintage LeBron game, and went into overtime. And unfortunately, the game finished the with a little bit of controversy, which is unfortunate because I think, this to me spotlighted something that I've been looking at overall a lot with LeBron career as a fan of LeBron. And I think it doesn't get talked about enough. And this is a moment where now we seeing it even more in depth because it's spotlighted and it's crazy how undeniable it is with the Lakers losing. And you looking at it and it's like these dudes is losing games right now that they should be winning because of bad calls. It's a little thing. I'm gonna probably see if I can show it tomorrow, where it's a four square of multiple games where the Lakers have had bad calls where it should have been fouls called against them in the last minutes of the game, like clutch minutes of the game that they were going to close, and the officials didn't call it. So this one was a foul on Jason Tatum um, on LeBron. It didn't get called. Um, so this is LeBron like heaving and seething on the ground. Let me see if I can find the actual video of the play. Okay. Here we go.
Down for James. James comes up top. James on the drive, gets in the paint, layup, missed it. And the game is over. Lakers furious and going to his foul.
Man, my boy LeBron breaking down on the ground like crazy. It's crazy. I think when you look at shit like this, I believe like, bro. So how many rings though did LeBron leave on the table because of bad no calls like this?
Down for James. James comes up top, gets it. James on the drive, gets in the paint.
It'll be interesting to see what's gonna come from that and what's gonna change if something does. But one of the more interesting little memes that came out of this, and at this moment, we will go through our last one. Our boy Pat Bev got a tech after he showed the referee the camera of the foul. There is right there. And unfortunately, you feel me, that's what sent the Lakers home. Was here go Pat Bev showing the ref that it's a foul. He said, bitch ass nigga, that's a foul though. Definitely a foul, ref. We got it on camera. So thank y'all for fucking with me. Thank you for everybody that came on over the course of this today. Thank you for anybody that's gonna check it out later. I'm gonna keep trying to share the link as best I can. I really appreciate y'all. I'm gonna keep doing this and I'm gonna keep trying to have fun with it too. Today was exclusively hella news. So if you looking to catch, a good amount of the damn daily news, you feel me, type shit, uh, feel free to come on here and check out some of the daily and weekly news as the week pass. You feel me? Um, I'm really appreciative, like I said, of the people that's gonna come on and it's gonna fuck with your boy a little bit. Um, I'm just trying to have fun with this shit. Feel free to send me topics and stuff like that too. For anybody that got some things that they think that they want to see me or hear me talk about, or things that they would like to hear me talk about, I hope y'all have a good Monday. I will see y'all tomorrow. Prospectively a little bit earlier, but maybe a little bit later. We gonna get on Twitch. A whole lot on here on YouTube now. So if you want to catch me on YouTube playing the game, and it's a little easier for you to find me on here than on Twitch, you will catch me on YouTube from Twitch. I'll holler at y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a beautiful day. I love y'all. Y'all keep being good, okay? And keep showing love.